Hello, Bill Tucker. A few of my clients have asked me to help them with the fear that's going on right now in society and asked me to make some videos so they can help them even more, so they can tap along with every day. I'm going to do the EFT, by the way. If you've never done the EFT, don't worry about it, don't fuss too much. Just follow me, and doesn't matter what side of the body we tap on, it's all good. Just follow me and just repeat the words that I say. You're good to go. And I use EFT for this sort of stuff because I've never found anything that gentler, is quicker and more effective. And even though it looks really simplistic, please don't underestimate the power of it. It's working at every level: the mental, emotional, psychology, your vibration, the energetic. It's just awesome, 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 awesome. So let's go and deal with some of this fear that's in the collective consciousness and in us as well. So let's go and deal with some, shall we? So, and bear with me, some of the words I say may be relevant to you, some may be true, some may not be. It's okay, it's all good. And if you want to do this again, repeat the video again and repeat the words. I would use it often, to be honest. I'll make some more as well. Write down the specifics that you're fearful of, and then we can just work on them, because your subconscious mind will then be working on your specific words that you wrote down, specific to you, no matter what word you say. Really powerful, believe me. So let's go. So again, doesn't matter what side of the body we tap on, it's all good. So repeat after me. Even though I'm sick and tired of being stuck in this fear at the moment, I'm sick and tired of being stuck in the collective consciousness fear as well as mine. And I don't want to meet any fear-mongering people when I'm out either. And there just seems to be so much of this nonsense going on just now. That's just too overwhelming. And what if I could let some of this excess fear go, whether I know how to or not? Even though I'm sick and tired of seeing so much in the media that's negative and fearful. And in human nature, that would never happen. In nature, we wouldn't know what was going on over there, out there, that we had no control over. We wouldn't know any of that stuff. And it's only when I stick my nose into the media, then I get it, full onslaught. And I don't like it, because my body, my mind doesn't know what to do with that information. Because it's not really my stuff, and it doesn't belong to me. And what if I could let some of this overwhelm go right now? And I honour who I am for being able to do so. Even though we're told to isolate and keep ourselves to ourselves. And whatever my feelings are on that, in nature that would never happen, ever. In nature, the last place we want to be is on our own, when we feel fearful and helpless. So in truth, I feel really uncomfortable because I'm going against nature. And what if I could find any way that feels right to me to connect with other people? As often as possible. Because that's when I feel more safe. And I accept whether I'm plugged into this fear in any way, shape or form or not. I'm doing the best I can for now. Even though I hate being plugged into this collective consciousness fear that seems to be all around me right now. And then I end up being stuck in the fear of the fear. And then I have to try and push that down, and that takes a lot of energy. And what if I could let some of this excess fear go just for now? I'm sick and tired of plugging into the mass media. Even though I try and avoid this as much as I can, it's still there in front of my face. And every time I try and unplug, it seems to pop up somewhere. What if I could find any way, any excuse, any reason to unplug as much as I can? Because the truth is, I'm being overwhelmed with information I can't do anything about. And some of it may be truthful, some of it certainly not. And what if I could unplug from this excess fear? And it's perfectly understandable for human beings to fear change. Human beings really don't like change. Unless it's on their terms, of course. And what if I could let some of this fear of the unknown and fear of change go? Because this one seems to be even bigger than the rest of all the flu scares that have been around. And anytime we tap into the fear of the unknown, because I don't know how long it's going to last, and there's never been so much talk of isolation around the world as there has this time. And the truth is, it's really hard for human beings to feel safe when they feel isolated. What if I could find any way that feels right to me to connect with other people? And absolutely make it my priority. Because human beings need to connect with other human beings to feel safe. That's just the way we're wired. And I honour the part of me that fears the fear. And if I believe that the world is a dangerous place right now, and there's nothing I can do about it, and I feel helpless, I'm going to be in fear. And then I fear the fear itself as if it's a warning sign of danger, when it's just fear. And at any time I try and suppress the fear, it just seems to get more powerful. What if I could become the observer of the fear and just let it pass through as often as possible? What if I could call the fear out? Because when I call something out, it doesn't hold the same power over me anymore. Hello, fear, me old son. Come on out into the light. Fear's gone for a few moments, a few seconds. And I'll do that as often as I need to. Because it's only when I suppress the fear and fear the fear itself that the fear gets bigger. But Bill, I've got perfectly understandable natural fears. I fear my finance has been affected right now, and that's understandable. And I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know when it's going to happen. And that's a really hard place for human beings. And I honour the part of me that's willing to bring that fear down a few notches. or at least to let some of the excess fear go. Because I don't know what's going to happen, and neither does anyone else, to be honest. And what if I could come back to my own little piece of the world and look after everything that's close to me and everyone that's close to me? Because really, that's the best I can do. Because whenever I stick my nose out there somewhere else and then feel helpless, I shouldn't be sticking my nose out there. And it's not that I don't care about other people who get the flu. Of course I do. But flu's gone on since time began, and it'll be on until time ends. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. And it is a part of nature, doing its cleansing, its healing work. And obviously, if I have any fear or concern around anyone in my family who's vulnerable in any way, of course I'm concerned for them. But the best thing I can do for anyone is to reassure them. And to be able to reassure anyone, then first I have to reassure myself. And the best way I can do that is to connect with like-minded souls in any shape or form that feels right to me. What if I could let some of this fear of the unknown go? This fear that's going to affect my work. This fear that's going to affect my finances. But some of that stuff is over there, and maybe it hasn't happened yet. Maybe it will never happen in the way I expect. But worry doesn't solve anything. And what if I can give myself permission to remind myself that I've been in tough situations before? And I've come through all of them. And I'm not going to go and get myself a t-shirt. I've survived the SARS flu, the swine flu, or whatever flu. I'm just going to get myself in touch with myself and other people and my source, whatever my source is. Because I can't be in fear and trust at the same time. And what if every time I feel myself in the fear, I can acknowledge that I've temporarily stepped out of trust? And that's a really uncomfortable place for anyone to be. And what if I could let some of this excess fear go? What if I could even tap into any anger that's been suppressed down there? How dare anyone put us in this situation? Because that anger that I'm suppressing is good fuel. Because I can't be in fear and anger at the same time. That's impossible. And I can use any suppressed anger or frustration that I feel and use it as fuel. I'll show them what I'm made of. Because like all human beings, we only scratch the surface of what we're actually capable of. And I honour any part of me that believes this one's way too big and I can't deal with any of this nonsense that's going on. But the truth is, I've been through really tough situations in the past and I've gone through them. And I know I've come through them because otherwise I wouldn't be here. And of course, human beings struggle more with the fear of the unknown than anything else. Because it's over there, somewhere, coming towards me, somehow. And we're not designed to deal with that. And if it makes me sick to the stomach, I'll let some of this fear go, because it doesn't serve me. The excess fear is actually the thing to fear. It's actually the imposter in all of this. And even though fear is one of my natural senses, when it becomes a bit trigger happy, then it doesn't serve me at all. And then I have the fear of the fear, and that's really uncomfortable. And what if I could let some of that stuff go? Because the truth is, I'm over here, and I can sit here, and I can look around my room, and I can look at things that reassure me and make me feel comfortable. But when I'm out there and over there, I can't feel comfortable. I've got to bring my nose back in here and bring it really close to home for me to feel safe, and look around me and see what piece of furniture, what picture, what plant, what person reassures me. Because that's nature, that's what we do in nature. Anytime we felt helpless or fearful in nature, we were scanning for something that's going to attack us in some way. What if I could let some of this excess fear go? Because nowadays, unfortunately, we find out about a lot of stuff around the world that's going on that we shouldn't really find out about. Not that we don't care, just because it makes us feel helpless. Back through the generations, that would never have happened. So maybe the fear is connected to the fact that we're accessing way too much information that makes us feel helpless. That's all it is. And anytime we have the fear of imminent attack or the fear of the unknown, whatever shape or form that takes, and it makes us feel helpless and powerless and alone, that's a problem. And what if I could let some of this excess fear go? Just for now. And I'll deal with whatever happens. If I need to, I'll sort it out, as I always have done. And if I can't sort it out, I'll find someone who can. But right now, what I can do is soften how I feel about everything that's going on. And really get myself back to the present tense in my own body, in my own chair, my own room, wherever it is. Because when everything's close to home, I feel safer. Especially when I'm around people that I connect with. And what if I can make that my priority? Be there for myself and be there for other people in any way that I can. Just to let some of this excess fear go. And what if I can honour the part of me that's willing to trust just a little bit more that everything will be okay. And I'll do everything I can to reassure myself and other people that they're going to be okay. And what if I could ease up and just let some of this excess fear go just for now? And if anything else happens that I need to deal with it, I'll deal with it. I always have done, and I'll do it again. One more. And what if I could feel safe enough in my own body, just trust it'll be okay? And I honour the part of me that's willing to trust my source, myself, other people, just a little bit more. And trust in the phenomenal intelligence of my own body, my own mind. Just the mere fact I can do this, I can move my fingers, I can blink, I can open my eyes, I can look where I want, I can walk, I can talk. The mere fact I can do this, I can take in food, I can digest food. How phenomenal is our human body? And yet we fear it's going to do something wrong. My gosh. Because when I can't even trust my own body, I'm in trouble. What if I could wake up every day with as much appreciation as I possibly could for the infinite intelligence of my own body, my own mind? If I can do that, I'm going to feel more safe. I'm walking about in this miracle of nature. It's colossal. It's programmed for survival and procreation. It doesn't know how to do anything else. Until I get myself in the way. What if I could really appreciate the infinite intelligence that I'm carrying around with me every second of every day? If someone invented the human body and the human mind today, it'd be classed as a miracle, the greatest miracle that ever happened. And here I am living in this miracle every single day. How awesome is that? And when I think about this and when I remind myself how awesome it is, the fear seems to drop away. Because now it's incredulous that I'm actually in this beautiful, beautiful body and this beautiful mind. And I'm carrying that around all the time. How awesome is that? And it's mine. What if I could remind myself of that much more often? And even though my own body seems to have its own intelligence, and there's no guidebook in all of this, and it is confusing sometimes. But what if I could trust in my own body, my own mind, this incredible gift from nature, from God, whoever I believe in, that's got me this far? Because when I can remind myself and appreciate this gift that I've got, what I'm carrying, what I'm living and breathing in every day, most of it underneath my conscious awareness. I don't even have to think how to do that. How awesome is that? How can I be fearful when I remind myself that I'm in this miracle? And I honour the part of me that's willing to feel more safe than I did before. And anytime I get triggered back into that fear, I'll deal with it immediately. And I'll go back to where I am in the room, where I'm sitting, where I'm standing, who I'm talking to. I'll stroke my cat, I'll stroke my dog, play with the kids. I'll do whatever I have to do to get back out of that fear. And I honour who I am for showing up and having the courage to do this work for me, so that I can reassure me and I can reassure everyone around me, because it seems that that's what people are looking for right now. And I honour who I am for playing my part from the inside out right now. Well done. Honour yourself for showing up, for being here, do the work, and appreciate your body and your mind in a way you've never done before. Well done.